What's up, everybody? We've got another situation to unpack because the fallout from the Enes Kanter and Natasha Cloud confrontation has now pulled several former NBA players into the conversation. Kenyon Martin and Jackson have both weighed in, while Shannon took things in a different direction by questioning Kanter's ability as a basketball player. And when Joe Johnson heard that take, he wasn't exactly willing to let it slide. The whole thing started courtside after Natasha Cloud scored and made her way toward Kanter. The interaction quickly became tense, with Cloud pointing in his direction as the two exchanged words. Kanter then got to his feet as the confrontation intensified. But before anything physical could happen, security and the people around them moved in and separated the situation. That detail matters because some of the online discussion has made it sound like Kanter was simply trying to square up with a woman, while the available footage shows a more complicated exchange between two people who were clearly upset with each other. So now we're dealing with several separate debates at once. What actually happened between Natasha Cloud and Enes Kanter, why the encounter became such a major online talking point, how Kanter's past comments are influencing the reaction, and whether Shannon Sharpe's criticism of his basketball career was even fair. And with Kenyon Martin, Jackson, Shannon Sharpe, and Joe Johnson all bringing different perspectives into the conversation, this story clearly became bigger than those few moments courtside.
Top of the morning, people. Just here to address a thing or two. Enes Kanter. Initially, people was rocking with the point that you were trying to make, and forcing the WNBA into make certain decisions. And that's their right and their business. But I think you made your point then. Harassing them at the game, you know it's a sensitive topic for them. Like, it was a little much, my brother. It was a little much, and uncalled for. And you are a voice now of certain things, and people tend to pay attention now because of the stink that you made initially declaring for the WNBA draft, which you're right, but let's not make a mockery of the WNBA, man. Let's not make a mockery of the trans community. Those are people, man. They have family, they have lives, they have loved ones, and they deserve your utmost respect, man. You can do what you're doing and say what you're saying from afar. Let them be. They are doing their job. They're not bothering you. So let's find someone else to bother, man. Leave them alone. Showing up in their place of business, man, is uncalled for. It's childish. Yeah. Let them be, man. Let them do their job in peace. Y'all have a good one.
Man, y'all gotta stop the clown. I got daughters. I played basketball on the highest level. One on the highest level. Matter of fact, I won on every level. There's no woman that could ever play in the NBA, bro. Ever. And we've had some great women basketball players, but none of them were good enough to play in the NBA because it's men. A man should not belong in no women's sports because the ones that saying they should, y'all gonna be out of jobs. Then what you gonna say? We gonna have two NBAs? No, bruh. No. Y'all not making no sense. Y'all trying to make it about Enes Kanter. He trying to protect women's basketball. I don't understand what the problem is with him. Black people have been identifying as free and equal for how long? Half of y'all still ain't accepted that. So y'all want people to accept a grown man with balls that's going to play in women's sports and just accept that he a woman? No, man, I got daughters, and other fathers that got daughters agree with me. You don't want no man in women's sports. This is clown.
He gonna run the Fox. Then he gonna run the Fox News and talk about, see, this is what I'm talking about. They're not inclusive. They don't want to. They want to have their cake and eat it too, and yada 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 yada. If you were good, you still be in the NBA.
Yeah. So he wasn't good when he played?
No, that's why he's not playing.
His
own home country don't want him back.
Yeah. Huh? Hold on. For a minute though, he was solid, Uncle Ocho.
Yeah.
He wasn't no damn superstar, nothing like that, Ocho. But
he was a good role player.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he was a good role player.
There's a much bigger conversation hiding underneath the Enes Kanter and Natasha Cloud incident, because Kanter's controversial opinions have made him an easy target for criticism, but that doesn't automatically erase what he accomplished during his NBA career. Shannon Sharpe may strongly disagree with Kanter, but dismissing him as if he was never a serious basketball player ignores the fact that Kanter had legitimate stretches of production, including a period when he was putting up roughly 18 points and 10 rebounds per game. That kind of production is significant, regardless of what anyone thinks about his views today. And Kanter's story goes well beyond basketball. During and after his playing career, he became increasingly outspoken on political and social issues, particularly in his criticism of the Turkish government and his relationship with Turkey. Kenyon Martin and Stephen Jackson approached the situation from their own perspectives, yet one point remains important: the footage should be represented accurately. Natasha Cloud went toward Kanter after scoring. The two exchanged words. Cloud pointed in his direction, and Kanter eventually stood up as the confrontation became more heated. Security and others then intervened before the situation turned physical, so describing the footage as Kanter literally preparing to fight Cloud goes further than what the video itself shows. At the same time, Kanter is no stranger to using public attention to amplify his positions. Whether someone sees that as courageous activism or believes he should have stayed away from the situation entirely depends largely on how they view the issues involved. That's also why criticism from people like Ryan Clark, who called Kanter a clown over the controversy, was bound to generate another wave of reactions. When someone challenges an issue that another person considers settled, the response can become just as intense as the original disagreement. And that gets to the philosophy behind the argument being discussed here. The idea is that people shouldn't feel obligated to support a position simply because it has become socially popular, particularly if they genuinely believe there are legitimate questions about fairness. At the same time, other people are going to reach completely different conclusions based on their own beliefs, religious backgrounds, experiences, and definitions of equality. That disagreement is part of the debate itself. The speaker is also making it clear that this isn't just an abstract issue for him. He points to having daughters who participate in sports and says that perspective affects how he thinks about policies that could eventually influence them if they continue competing at higher levels. That personal connection helps explain why he isn't interested in giving what he considers the politically safe answer simply to avoid criticism. It doesn't make his position automatically correct, but it does explain where the conviction behind his argument comes from. The Natasha Cloud and Enes Kanter confrontation may have triggered the latest round of discussion, but the real issue extends far beyond that moment. The bigger question is whether controversial subjects can still be debated openly, with people challenging each other's ideas without automatically turning those disagreements into attacks on the person. And judging by how many different voices have now entered this conversation, that question is nowhere close to being settled.